We're going to be, within a year or two, as close to a federal state as you can be in the UK. That is what Gordon Brown promised Scotland 5 years ago. The independence referendum and these blasé promises remain a spectre haunting Scottish Labour. It's a national question that they just can't get to grips with. In 2014, in a joint campaign with the Tories, Labour opposed substantial further devolution, and again in the Smith Commission, and again in Parliament with the Scotland Act 2016. Many of its traditional voters, who backed self-government for democracy and social justice, turned on them. Not everyone had their heads in the sand. Some Labourites have worked away at what they call radical federalism, a third way between independence and Westminster rule. But where is it? The UK Labour manifesto is incredibly vague. In fact, it doesn't mention federalism at all, and it repeats a promise for any reforms to be subject to a UK constitutional convention. More talking, at the time when many Scots have simply stopped listening to them. The Scottish Labour version is slightly better. It promises a new Scotland Act to devolve workers' rights, a change that they blocked 5 years ago, and extra borrowing powers. But these are piecemeal reforms, not a detailed plan. What about tax, migration, social security, drugs policy, to name just a few areas where change is currently blocked in Scotland by Westminster? Scottish Labour have at least started to admit that some of its supporters and base also support Scottish independence. But they've got a long way to go. Until then, don't be surprised if people like me think that federalism is just an empty word.